open this up to our panelists. Madhu Gaudiyaski is national spokesperson of the Congress Party. Sriraj Nair is spokesperson of the VHP. Vikram Singh is former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Vikram Singh, let me start with you first, because it seems very clear two things. One, there was a mob of 500-600 criminals, antisocial elements who had weapons from stones to rods to swords, guns, etc., who were allowed to gather there in Nuh. Second, if the police knew about this, that these people were gathering there and the situation could spiral out of control, then why did they not have enough bandobast? Enough eyewitnesses who our reporters have spoken to from both sides, Hindu side and Muslim side, have said that the bandobast of the police was very little, very thin. It was much less compared to last year and the year before that.
Zaka, your initial discussion exposed all the chinks in the police arrangements. The police arrangements actually displayed systemic failure, and the first, no preventive arrest made, no preventive action taken, and SO Nuh is on record to have said that he did not have any intelligence. Every police station in the country has 5 records that go to gather and collect all criminal and such kind of intelligence: Sampradaik Suchna Register, Sampradaik Gunda Register, Aparad Register, and the like. Thana Deksh Gopni Diary. It is not for anybody else to feed him intelligence. He's supposed to generate intelligence. Then the preemptive and the preventive action that was supposed to be seen: preventive arrest, recovery of the firearms, as you mentioned, recovery of the swords, recoveries of the knives, and action under 107, 116 of the CRPC to take preventive action. And 151 CRPC, not a single arrest. Zaka, we were inviting trouble with such laxity in such sensitive matters is just not condonable. And to say that we have done everything, that does not inspire any confidence at all. Now, you said that so many FIRs have been lost, 41, 100 arrests. How many national security acts have been slapped on the accused? How many rewards have been declared? Their posters should be pasted all over Haryana and the NCR. You see,
I'm one who always believes in the due process of law, but a lot of people on Twitter, Vikram Singh ji, and I'll get a quick response from you on this and I'll go to the other guests. A lot of people on Twitter, example, are saying that if this happened in Uttar Pradesh, ab tak to bulldozer chala hua jata wahan pe.
चलना ही चाहिए था, क्यों न चले? इनकी नाजायज संपत्ति अगर जमीन दोस्त की जा रही है, that is a lesson. This is what needs, and this is within the ambit of law. Make no mistake about it. Within the ambit of law, illegal constructions of the gangsters need to be demolished. Illegal construction of gangsters.
Sriraj Nair, what was the initial provocation? Was that a man named Monu Manesar, who is a murder accused in a double murder, put out a social media video before this Nuh procession and said, "Main aa raha hu wahan pe, main aa raha hu Nuh mein, Mewat mein." That seemed to have incensed people from the other side, from the other community, and they then responded with this whole stone pelting and attacking the procession that was undertaken by the Bajrang Dal. Now, the question that many people are asking is, Monu Manesar has been missing for the last 6 months. Couldn't the Haryana police have found him? Could he not have been booked for the murder, the lynching of these two cattle traders, these 2 young boys? He can freely put videos on social media and say, "I'm coming to Mewat," but police cannot find him.
Well, Zaka, first of all, let me clear it out that the VHP Shobha Yatra had all the required permissions from all the authorities concerned. Now, this was a one-sided attack. Now, Monu Manesar here is being made simply a scapegoat. Now, there is no charge sheet filed against Monu Manesar in Haryana. There is definitely a case in the state of Rajasthan. Now, what is stopping Rajasthan government? Because we all know we have a very senior police officer, Shri Vikram Singh is sitting here. Now, the Rajasthan state should have contacted the Home Ministry of Haryana and if he is supposed to be arrested, they should have gone ahead. What had stopped them? First of all, Monu Manesar he is just an accused. Please understand, the Congress government for years together has a habit of trapping Hindus and unnecessarily framing them, and it started with Shankaracharya ji. So this is not a new phenomenon. Nothing has been proved. We cannot call him a murderer. He is accused only in the state of Rajasthan, and Rajasthan police is free to take
Sir, but he is
action
accused
in
of
coordination
double
with the Home Ministry
murder.
of Haryana.
He's not accused of petty theft. He's accused of double murder.
Double murder.
See, in Haryana, there is no case against him. He is not named in the charge sheet. But what is, okay, fine. Now, Monu Manesar claiming that he is going to attend the yatra. What does it mean these jihadis attack the young boys and girls, elderly men and women? Is it right? This Monu Manesar is a scapegoat. Yatra, this is an international pattern. World over, stone pelting has been going on. Even in India, if you see, recently in Delhi, there was a Muharram Yatra and Hindus were attacked. In Kerala, some Muslim League, Youth League gathered for agitating against what happened in Manipur. And what were the slogans raised? That they want to kill Hindus and they want to, latkao in the temple premises. So this is what is happening.
Okay, so let me ask Madhu Gaudiyaski.
The main problem is the Islamic jihadi elements which needs to be crushed.
Yeah, once again, Mr. Yaski, the point is that the initial violence, Monu Manesar, yes, put out a video, but he didn't turn up in Nuh. The violence started from the Muslim side. There were stones that were pelted from rooftops, hundreds of them. There were weapons that were brandished. 2 home guards died in that attack. In fact, the post-mortem report of one of the home guards and one of the other victims who died there says that they died because their heads were bludgeoned, because of blunt force trauma. Now, please tell me, why should the state not act heavily against these guys? And please tell me why retaliatory violence will not happen when you're seeing this kind of organized mob of 500-600 people attacking a procession, which up until that point of time at least, was going about peacefully. Mr. Yaski.
Jaka, as you have seen, this is a Qatar government. Yes, I can hear you. The Qatar government is Khatarnak politics. This is a BJP's trademark politics. Whenever there's elections happening, this communal rights comes up. I come from a city of Hyderabad, Jaka. There is a procession in the old city through the Ganesh Chaturthi or this Bonalu festival. The police, as Mr. Vikram Singh has narrated, sensitive areas, more force will be deployed. There's a peace committees. Before such yatras, there will be held meetings held by peace committees.
Is it not a part of India? First of all, this word sensitive area.
One second. Let him finish, then I'll come back.
Jakazi, give me 1 minute.
Sure.
Give me 1 minute. Sure. It is not just the Congress is saying, it is their own Deputy Chief Minister is saying, the local MP is saying this is a failure of the administration here. Home Minister doesn't speak. The Home Minister, in your channel, I just saw what he's saying. He's only listing about the steps he has taken, but he has not listed, he's not mentioned about the intelligence failure, in spite of having an information, why this enough force was not deployed, why there was no peace committees, why this police was called, round up those anti-social elements which we're talking about. So wherever such procession is taken, police takes up. Even if I'm a licensed revolver holder, if the procession is going or some sensitive festivals are there, they takes away the guns from the people.
So but Mr. Yaski, can I ask one simple question?
The BJP talks about violence in different states.
I asked about how such large-scale weapons were allowed to be, brought together in one place by 500-600 antisocial elements. Leave that aside. Even if I were to, concede, okay, this was a communal sort of event, this was a communal riot or a communal attack that happened, what business do people have trying to ram a bus into a cyber crime police station? You do know that Nuh, in the last few years, has emerged as some kind of a new Jamtara. It has become a second capital for all cyber crime. A bunch of goons drive a bus into a police station, set a cyber police station on fire. The police have to respond with almost 100 rounds of fire in response to that. Now you please tell me, where is this provocation and counter-provocation happening? This is straight up criminal activities, this is.
Chaka, then you tell me that during 10 years of Congress rule, such a peaceful state, this is a total failure of Qatar government. They've seen the anti-incumbency seeping in. Elections are neighboring state and they raked up this one. Yourself listing, this is become a new Jamtara. What the Qatar government is doing about it? What's the Home Minister doing about it? What about National Security Force are doing about it? when they talk about old city of Hyderabad to elsewhere, where these anti-social elements to other jihadi groups they talk about, when then right next to your capital city, the Home Minister of India keeps silence, the Qatar, because it's a BJP government, wherever the BJP ruling states this violence takes up, the central Prime Minister nor Home Minister doesn't say utter one word, but they talk about violence in West Bengal to Rajasthan to different states.
Okay, Mr. Sriraj Nair, you know, what Mr. Yaski said
innocent people are suffered.
The
this
Deputy
is a
Chief
failure
Minister,
of Qatar government.
Mr. Chautala,
and the way the BJP government
one second,
center,
Mr. Yaski.
Neither Prime Minister nor Home Minister doesn't speak one word.
I heard you. Mr. Nair, Deputy Chief Minister of Haryana, who is an ally of the BJP, has said that the organizers are to blame because they did not fully tell the police the extent of this yatra. The local MP, who is a BJP MP, Rao Inderjeet Singh, today met the Prime Minister as well.
Yep.
He is also saying that the police failed. Now, this is not the Congress party or the opposition or the India Alliance that is saying this. Your own people are saying this, Mr. Nair.
Well, Zaka, first, we also somewhere agree that, you know, there was an intelligence failure. Adequate police force was not deployed. And when some sting operations have also shown that this was a pre-hatched conspiracy. So definitely there is an element of failure as far as intelligence is concerned. But that does not mean that for every time when a yatra is taking place, these jihadi elements they attack, and people like the gentleman who was talking before me justified. First of all, we have to go beyond politics and understand the world is suffering from the Islamic.
Mr. Yaski, once again. Let Mr. Nair finish one at a time, otherwise we'll all be speaking at the same time. Let Sriraj Nair finish.
About the Islamic jihadi terror.
Is it not failure?
Sriraj Nair first, then Mr.
We have to have the guts. We have to rise beyond appeasement politics. Let us not make it, give it a political color. Everybody should have the guts. A peaceful yatra consisting of elderly men, small children and women moving peacefully were attacked. Nearly 2,500 men has to seek refuge in a temple. Buses were torched. Policemen have been killed. Now, rather than blaming the Islamic jihadi terror, we are beating around the bush. That is absolutely wrong. We are encouraging these people, so-called secular parties, are directly or indirectly encouraging terror network.
Okay,
that is
Mr. Yaski has a question. Yeah.
Now,
okay, Mr.
One second. 9/11 also,
one
the
second,
Twin Towers were destroyed.
Okay,
intelligence failure happened in America.
Yeah.
France was burning for 25 days.
Jihadi. Okay, I get your point.
Terror is the biggest problem.
I get your point. Mr. Yaski has a question for you. Mr. Yaski has a question for you. Yeah. Madhugaud Yaski, go ahead. What is your question?
My simple question to Mr. Nair, I appreciate you accepting the failure, some kind of failure is saying the BJP in the state and center in power for past 10 years. If the jihadi elements or anti-social elements are cropping up, what is the government is doing? Is it not responsibility of the state and center, Home Minister and Prime Minister? Gurugram is a global city. The MNCs are affected. Jaka, during Telangana agitation, we ensured that no MNCs have been affected. We ensured those people working in the night shifts, they should go to the work. So is it not responsibility of the center and state? My straight question to Mr. Nair, instead of raking up a communal emotions raking up, is it not, who is responsible? Is it an opposition or the media? Is it responsible of the government who are in power?
Okay, let
and your Home
Mr.
Minister
Nair
says,
respond.
and is accepting his failure.
Yeah, let Mr. Nair respond.
Why the Central Home Minister and Prime Minister doesn't speak one word about it?
Mr. Nair, you know, the problem is, one second. Mr. Nair, the point is, you know, the opposition, and you can hammer them as long as you want, but the opposition is going to say that look at what is happening in Manipur, look at what is happening in Haryana. BJP double-engine Sarkar is failing in all of these places. Please respond to that.
Yeah, see, it's not failing. It is it's a large-scale conspiracy. Because the elections are nearing, the nation is prospering. Let's see our economy, our manufacturing, everything is doing well. So now politically it is very difficult for the so-called secular party to defeat BJP. So this kind of handwork is happening. Now coming to the intelligence failure. Now world over, Islamic jihadi terrorists has some way challenged the intelligence network of the entire world. Why did 9/11 happen? They dashed and finished the Twin Towers, World Trade Center. France was burning for 25 days just recently. World over, Islamic terrorism is giving sleepless nights to intelligence networks. There is no doubt about it. But here also, rather than blame game or blaming the intelligence of the state government, definitely there was. We also say that there is some failure as far as intelligence is concerned. But we have to blame the Islamic jihadi network.
So
that has to be blamed. Why are the people reluctant to accept that fact? That is the matter.
The irresponsible Home Minister, Chief Minister should resign.
Okay.
Irresponsible Home Minister,
then
Chief Minister should
resign. When Mumbai attacks happened, did Vilasarao Deshmukh resign when Mumbai attacks happened? What are you talking about?
Mr. Modi came and doing politics when Mumbai riots were taking place. When the attack was happened, the security force was containing the terror. And Mr. Modi came and had a press meet there.
Jihadi network, please don't give indirect support.
You claim to be government of difference, right? You claim you take a high moral ground. You are a government of a difference. What are you doing it? Last 10 years you were in power. And you yourself saying there's some kind of failure.
This is a global
That's why people elected you, right? And your own party chief minister, deputy chief minister is saying about it. Not we are talking about it.
Okay. All right. Let me go back to Vikram Singh, please. Let me go to Vikram Singh.
What kind of measures should have taken?
Let's go back to the police official on the panel. Vikram Singh, there is an old adage. Whenever a state government, central government, whenever a state wants to put an end to communal violence or rioting or this kind of arson and looting, if the might of the state is imposed there in full will, then there will be no riot. There's no question of having any kind of riots if the might of the state is standing up against you. Here, as is the case with any riot that we have seen in India in the last 75 years, do you believe that the state response initially was lacking? And then, when the retaliatory violence happened, we are showing you pictures of what happened yesterday in Gurgaon, in Badshahpur, in Palwal. When the retaliatory violence happened, where businesses were targeted, small shops were targeted, that is something the state could have been prepared for. The might of the state could have been unleashed on the streets, flag marches, peace committee meetings, showing force on the street. That is what the state should do. That is what the state should have done a day after the violence, so as to ensure that it doesn't spread to other parts of the state. But unfortunately, it did.
Zaka, the might of the state did the disappearing trick and was not to be seen initially. What the state and the police did was reaction, whereas they should have been proactive and not reactive. This is the worst possible kind of an administration that one becomes reactive. Mr. Yakshi used a beautiful word, peace committees. We did not have a single peace committee meeting also. Let me place it on record. And if we did not have any peace committee meetings, did we expect the Devi and the Devtas to descend from heaven as the crowds descended on their own? We do expect your public cooperation. And the second part to your hypothesis is that we should give the impression that we belong to everyone and everyone belongs to us, and absolute impartiality in thought, word and deed. Manu Manesar is an accused. Even if he's an accused in Rajasthan, his vitriolic speeches, his vitriolic presence in the social media, he should have been booked and should not have been allowed to surface in Haryana, because let me make no mistake about it, Zaka, wherever Manu Manesar goes, he is poison and he will vitiate the atmosphere. The least that Haryana police can do is to book him under the NSA now to attain for the lapses that may have happened earlier. Even now, identify the top 20 people, invoke NSA by tomorrow, announce a reward of 2 lakhs on all them, paste their posters all over Haryana and the NCR, have dedicated teams to go after them. If we don't do this, we do not give the impression that we have that killer instinct in us.
So Sriraj Nair, respond to that. What Mr. Vikram Singh is saying is absolutely right. Have you slapped stringent NSA provisions on these fellows? Have you seized their properties, or at least moved to seize their properties? Has the full might of the state come down like a ton of bricks on these guys? And also, please answer the question that he asked you about Monu Manesar. At the end of the day, this man is a fugitive for the last 6 months. He can put out video after video on social media, but the Haryana police can't apprehend him.
Sir, what respected Vikram Singh he is saying, we fully agree with that. The law of the land is supreme. But what has stopped? Nobody. We have not here under the guise of Monu Manesar or dropping his name. We are not accepting the fact that this yatra was pre-decided with full permission, which was attacked by the jihadi elements, and that too it was a conspiracy was hatched. If Monu Manesar needs to be arrested under the purview of law, nobody has stopped it. But mere on the base of being accused, that too in the state of Rajasthan, and in the past, we have seen many a time that Hindus have been framed by the Congress, and eventually they were freed. No charges were proved against them. So here also we are absolutely sure that Monu Manesar is absolutely innocent till and let the trial go on. If under the law, if there is any provision for his arrest, we have not stopped it. Nobody has stopped it. But we firmly believe that he is innocent. His name has been framed by the Rajasthan government.
Okay.
We are very clear on that.
Madhu Gaudiaski, I'll give you the final word. What the BJP is saying and what you heard from Sriraj Nair is also that there is a reluctance among the secular parties or there is a much longer rope that you seem to give to Islamist extremism and Islamist fundamentalism and criminal elements who are clearly from the Islamist side this time, who started the violence in Nuh. You're not willing to extend the same long rope to violent elements on the Hindu side. That you seem to be, much more tolerant of Islamist extremism and Islamist terrorism, but not necessarily when it comes to violence from the Hindu side.
Rather, they are encouraging.
Yeah, Madhu Yaski, last word.
Zaka, this is an utter nonsensical allegations keep on making by the BJP government and BJP party. That's the false propaganda they created and they came to power. When they're losing power, they resort to any sort of violence or to grab the power. This is absolute state-sponsored terror. The government is fully responsible.
This is in a way promoting
to come back to power.
jihadi terrorism. This is the biggest problem.
Second, Zaka.
Let me answer the appeasement. Please.
Let me answer the appeasement part which you're talking about. Let me answer on this, Zaka. Please allow me on this.
Yes.
As Mr. Vikram Singh has said it, is this country belongs to as much to you, as much to me, as much to any citizen or any person who belong to whichever community, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Kai. What I'm trying to say here, when the Congress or opposition parties in power, we try to make it an inclusive, that every citizen of this country has an equal right and opportunities to live in this country. When you do that, when you implement a Raj Dharma, let Mr. Nair go and read what Vajpayee ji said it when Godra rights are taken place. Is it responsibility of the government at power in the state and center? They should maintain a Raj Dharma. And when they fail, they've come up on false accusations on the opposition parties. When you're maintaining that law and order, when you're making every citizen or every community, caste, cutting across caste, reason, that you should make sure this country belongs to everyone. Then only peace prevail.
All right.
As Mr. Vikram Singh has rightly said it.
I'll leave it at that. I'm completely out of time. The real unfortunate part, and this is, the timing can't be second guessed by anyone, but the fact is that all of this seems to be happening just a month or so before the G20, and that is something that India can ill afford. The image of the country stands sullied as it does now, and it's incumbent on the state, it's incumbent on society to quickly make sure that there are amends, that normal life and normal business is brought back in Haryana as quickly as possible, particularly in Gurugram. The most disconcerting part has been the fact that many companies, despite the district administration saying things to the contrary, many companies have asked their employees to work from home until Monday. That atmosphere of fear needs to be shattered forthwith, and Gurugram and Nuh and Palwal and other parts of Haryana need to come back to a semblance of normalcy as quickly as possible. And the onus for that, a large part of that onus for that, is on the state of Haryana.